From Wayward Social in Marshalltown, this is Bobcat Live.
Great job from the Marshalltown Bobcat Band. Great night here at Wayward Social, a very special Bobcat Live. Why? It's because it's the fall edition of Classy Bobcat Live. That's just where I wear a tie. But here I am with Coach Adam Goodvin, who left his tie.
I missed the memo, yeah.
Back at the high school. But, Coach, last weekend, you look at the score, 55-13. It got lopsided, but I thought, especially in that first half, from an offensive perspective, you almost racked up 300 yards over the night, that you left maybe some drives out there on the field that could have made it close early.
Yeah, I think you nailed it right there. I think we've got to finish drives, and a lot of that's on us. I think we've got guys in the right spots. We got to stick on blocks versus bouncing off of them. We got to get our slots up into the alleys and attacking versus kind of just searching, things like that. A lot of little things that could have changed the I don't know about the outcome, but the score for sure. Right before half there, we were driving the football and had a penalty against us that was really disappointing, but again, that's out of our control, and that's how the game goes often. Yep. So, the things that are in our control, I think we had a great week of practice and really improved in those areas.
One of the things we noticed right away last week, and we talked about it on the broadcast, was you guys came out very flat 2 weeks ago. I thought you came out with a lot of fight throughout. I thought Jamison Niehaus looked probably as good as he had under center in probably the last 3 weeks. What did you see from Jamison last week?
Yeah, we threw a lot on his plate. I think he had 21 carries, which is by far the most carries he's ever had in a football game, and we know he can handle it. He's a tough kid, physical, and gets downhill, and we saw a lot of good things, and not only him, but the guys around him are just continuing to get better, and they're just looking a heck of a lot more crisp in their option game and trusting their eyes and getting the ball where it needs to be.
And you look in that second half especially, it seemed that the pitch game was there more with Aiden Smitherman. He got a lot more opportunities in that third decision in the process. What can you say about Aiden's kind of maturation in that running back, that slot back role?
Yeah, Aiden's got a really good grasp on the assignments that come with playing the slot position, and I think compared to anybody else, his spacing is the best that we've got. Yep. He does a really good job of being where he's supposed to be, and when the ball comes his way, he's ready to take it and do some special things with it.
And you look at probably right now, it seems maybe the piece that's behind the eight ball more so is open field tackling has been a bit of it's been a struggle against some of these faster teams. What are we doing during the week to kind of really grab a hold of that and make that next level for these athletes?
Yeah, it's got to be a point of emphasis, and it was this week, that's for sure. Did a lot of tackle circuit, and then a lot of bubble drill, getting guys in space and shedding blocks and being in the right position to go make plays, and really reinforcing the importance of all 11 guys getting to the football. If we're expecting one guy to make the tackle every single play, we're going to be in really big trouble.
And you look at this week, a big matchup at home. It almost feels like it is the third bite at the apple almost. You get Cedar Rapids Kennedy, you had Joaquin, now you have number 12 in the new RPI with Dallas Center Grimes, all right around the same kind of talent level. You'll see that with Waterloo West as well. What unique things does DCG bring that you're really focusing on this week?
Well, they've got a quarterback that's got a lot of talent. He's left-handed. Not a talented runner by any means, but you can tell he's a really smart kid. He knows where to go with the football. He anticipates things really well, and he's got some weapons on the outside that do an excellent job. And they're without a doubt more comfortable putting the ball in the air versus running it. I think they were they might have had negative rushing yards a week ago, but they've got a running back too that's a real weapon out of the backfield too to catch the ball and do some good things. So it's a little bit different, but we got to make sure that we're taking care of our assignments first. We got to get aligned and then read our keys and go make plays.
And you spoke of Chase Engel is the quarterback at DCG. Last week he threw for over 400 yards, but they only got 14 points. He did throw 3 interceptions. A lot of that was predicated not being able to establish any of the run game. So when you're going to face a team that the quarterback is looking more to pass it, quick passes than move, is there anything defensively that you shift? Or is it just try to play your straight up and make your linebackers go and make plays?
Well, I think, our strategy was to show a lot of film and what they like to do and show, present their route combos to our guys on Monday, and then rep it as many times as we possibly can during practice throughout the week, and we've done that. We've thrown a lot of stuff at them, and our front 3 guys have got to get a good rush as well. Our pass rush has not been the greatest this year, so it's going to be a lot of pressure on our defensive backs and our linebackers to identify where their guys are and get to their drops and make plays.
And then, one of the things is with this offense, it's now in the second year, it's not the most complicated blocking scheme. It's a lot of, we're doing this play, you hit, everyone's wearing a wristband, but you can already tell, maybe not complicated doesn't always mean simple doesn't always mean easy.
Correct.
Simple is you have to do your job, you have to do straightforward. To be able to have them almost put 300 yards on the ground, we're going to have Carlos, we're going to have Nate on after this, and looking at some, especially Nate there in the middle on the line. What are some things that offensive line is doing better this year than maybe they did last year?
Yeah, I think the number one thing and the difficult thing about this offense is identifying the defensive techniques that the line's in, because we play against teams that don't line up the same every single play. That's kind of ridiculous. So identifying where those guys are aligned and knowing how to attack that. And we do a lot of that through practice, where we run our plays and we throw every single front we can possibly think of at them. So our kids are familiar with it. They're not going to be surprised on Friday night, no matter what they see. And I think just getting all those reps and practices and seeing those alignments in front of them is just becoming more second nature to them, and they're able to adjust a lot quicker.
Well, Coach, good luck on Friday night. It also looks like if you keep making those strides, and you already said good week of practice, opportunity to definitely compete tomorrow night out at Leonard Cole Field. And we'll have that broadcast here on KFJB-TV. But when we come back, we will be talking more football with high school football players Nate Sinclair and Carlos Estrada here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, To just get you through the long stretch or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Go to AdletEngraving24.com. That's AdletEngraving24.com and grab your fall sports shirts. Adlet Engraving and Screen Print Company, 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Go Cats!
Welcome back into Bobcat Live here at Rosie's inside of Wayward Social. You're looking at a packed house here tonight as we're celebrating football, band, esports, volleyball, little girls swimming, and of course it's just classy Bobcat Live here with the tie. I want to introduce you to my new bodyguards. Carlos Estrada and Nate Sinclair. Nobody can mess with me. I can say whatever I want now. These guys got my back. But beyond that, having my back, you guys have had Jamison Niehaus and you know, from that football side. Nate, I'll start with you. Really, you played some as a sophomore. You got out there a little bit. This year, you're a really key cog to both lines. Where do you feel as a player from just a comfort level versus where you were last year?
Oh, I feel 10 times more comfortable. Jackson, Nacho, they've all been helping me.
Yeah.
Over the preseason, started working in. Got so comfortable with them, came natural.
So, and you talk about Nacho, and it's interesting. You guys look at Nacho is built lower to the ground than you are, but also knowing Nacho since his sophomore year, there's no one more tenacious than him as far as just that level. Now, Carlos, just looking at, you know, coming in your senior year, you know, you've been out there some, kicked some. What has this senior year meant for you on the football field?
It means a lot to me. I mean, just coming out here one last time and being able to start, it's a really great opportunity for me, and I just got to make the most out of it.
And you think of those Friday night lights, I think, you know, when everything comes together, you'll be at Leonard Cole Field tomorrow night. You've got 2 more home games in your career. What does it feel like when the band's on the field, when you guys are running out, the Marshalltown flag's going in front of you? What's going on through your mind as you're running on the field?
It feels good, but honestly, like when you're in the game, like you're just locked into the game. Like nothing else is in your mind. It's just you're focused on the game. You listen to those calls and you execute well.
It's one of those crazy things that when you're locked in, you can be around 70,000 people and you don't know anyone else exists, or a couple thousand people on a Friday night. So, Nate, looking at you as well, when did you know that football was going to be a thing that you were interested in?
Oh, probably since I was little. I was always given the size, so I was like, might as well go out. Coaches were like, hey, we're going to put you right here. Started working really well, and they're like, oh, this is going to be perfect.
And what as you've grown, and what do you see as your strengths out there? What's your number one thing that you're like, this is what I bring to the table?
Probably my size, some of the leadership, help some of the other guys, bring them back up, get that motion going, keep them in the game, get going.
You, Carlos, you know, coming in that senior year, what do you think that you're really bringing to the table? What are the things that you really pride yourself on?
I feel like I can definitely take some part in leadership. I definitely try to get people going, not messing around, saying what they're trying to do in practice. And also I just try to help as much as I can with whatever position they're trying to play, like especially on the lineman side. If anyone has questions, I just try my best to help them at all.
One thing that I can notice right away with you gentlemen, whenever we talk to the coaching staff, one of the biggest thing is that they talk about a lot of lead by example guys, but they need verbal leadership. And both of you kind of have that ability to verbally lead as well. Carlos, as you've come up, has there been somebody, you know, you're going out this year as a senior, but in previous years that really was an upperclassman you looked to really for leadership?
I didn't really play with him, but I would say Nick Lucas.
Yeah.
He was a big guy on the offensive line. So his senior year was my freshman year. I didn't do football at all, but I definitely looked up to him, and he's honestly the reason why I got into football in the first place. So I definitely took a lot of things from him.
I think Nick Lucas started at center for the Cats for like 12 years. He started so many years in a row. But now, just this last three weeks, it's coming off a couple big losses, not going to split hairs, but RPI came out. It was 22, which you look at these next couple weeks, there are opportunities with DCG, and, Waterloo West doesn't matter unless you take care of business against DCG. What are team goals right now with a third of the season to go?
I think it's just keeping our tracks, complete everything. We were talking about that.
Yep.
Effort's a really big thing. We've been working on that. It's been our big goal this week has been getting that effort in.
Yeah, and Carlos, for you, the last three games from a team perspective, would you echo what Nate says with just that straight effort, or is there another piece you'd like to add?
I definitely say that effort is definitely a big part of there, but it's also just getting back up on our feet and keep going. I mean, there's only so many of practices and games that we have, so we just got to make the most out of it and can't keep our head down just because of one bad play or one bad game. So got to keep on to the next.
That's good life advice as well. Keep getting up. This has been Nate Sinclair, Carlos Estrada. When we come back, we're going to get off the gridiron and get into the esports arena. We've got Logan Wolf, esports director at Marshalltown High School, coming up next here on Bobcat Live.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
Fall is officially delicious at your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. Try the all-new Maple Cookie Shake, sweet, creamy, or dive into the ultimate duo, the Oreo Reese's Blizzard Treat. 2 icons, 1 cup, pure magic. Craving pumpkin spice everything? The Pumpkin Pie Blizzard Treat is back, loaded with real pumpkin pie pieces and topped with whipped cream and nutmeg. Or keep the summer vibes going with the Choco Dip Strawberry Blizzard Treat. A vacation in every bite. Hurry in. These fall flavors won't last forever. Happy tastes good at your Marshalltown Dairy Queens.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Marshalltown Bobcat Marching Band yet again this Friday. Tomorrow night is Bobcat Band's senior night along with MFL night, and I think there might be something else as well. You'll want to get to the parking lot early because I think it's going to be a pretty full crowd at Leonard Cole Field. I am joined with Logan Wolf, Director of Esports at the Marshalltown High School. Logan, thanks for coming in. Fall season, full effect.
Yes.
How's it going so far for the Bobcats?
Right now, our Smash Brothers team is 2-2, so even on the season, improvements from last year and the prior year. And our Rainbow Six team is actually playing right now. They're in overtime with Waukee. Both teams undefeated. Seeing who's going to come out on top of our conference right now.
And Logan, I have been on a long esports learning journey, and one of the things is you helped me understand, maybe from the outside, people think of esports as, it's like volleyball. But really, esports is like an athletic department. And this year, you talked about two different titles, Super Smash and then Rainbow Siege 6. What can you tell us, kind of in sports terms, how the esports and titles come together?
Yeah, it's a lot like athletics, and the reason I say that is, you got swimming and football, completely different.
Right.
Athletes, different aspects to it, and that's how it is with esports too. The Smash Brother kids, they're not your typically tactical, first-person shooters type game people. That's more of a fighting game. So different aspects, different training, different setups and tactics altogether. So.
And when you look at, there are things that are more individualized, and then there's more team concept games as well. When you look at those titles, can you kind of break it down from those skill sets as well?
Yeah, when we get into we'll just stick with the fall titles here. Rainbow Six Siege is a tactical 5v5 team-based, objective-based game where everybody's working together, communicating. When you go to Smash Brothers, it's a 1v1 fighting, and you kind of take turns, almost like wrestling would be at a dual meet kind of style. So.
And when you look at it, esports is a really interesting thing as I've gotten to know more about it, but also just seeing the kids that participate. We've talked about this offline multiple times. We're seeing kids engagement, like in any athletic, grades are rising, connection is rising. Can you talk about some of the off the console, off the PC benefits that come with esports?
Yeah, so something with our esports program, we have a different grading system. So they do grade checks every 3 weeks, 6 weeks, well, actually every 3 weeks. Yep. So 3, 6, 9, 12, all the way then a semester. If our students post a grade that's not academically acceptable, they sit out. They don't participate in practice. We have an area in our esports arena that's for homework. We'll have some of our teachers in those departments come in or communicate with them to get those students academically eligible so they can participate. I want a winning season.
Yeah.
I want to have my students, be state champions, but we're student athletes.
Yeah. And getting in that right order because, being a champion definitely has benefits long-term. Being a great student definitely has even more benefits long-term. Looking at the season, esports is a little bit different. Competition is often done online and things like that. So instead of the traditional, hey, we're going to Leonard Cole Field to cheer on our athletes, what's the best way for fan participation during the year for esports?
Our esports arena is open during game time. Like I said, right now our Siege team's playing. That's open to the public. They can sit and watch and kind of see the whole experience firsthand. We're also on YouTube on Bobcat Esports, and we stream there for every single title that we play. So,
and one of the side things with esports that I'm always think is great is there's opportunities even from the shoutcasting side or what in traditional sport would be just broadcasting. Having those varied skill sets that kids can be involved, how cool of a thing is that? Have you found kids also kind of gravitate to one over the other?
We have a lot that play very well.
Yeah.
And then we're like, hey, you know a lot about the game. Can you broadcast or shoutcast? And once they get in that chair, it's they kind of shut down all of a sudden, don't know anything about the game. But what's great is we've had some students go on to MCC, and they've got a digital production program within their esports management, and so that's the route they take, and they learn a lot about behind the scenes work that goes into it. We all like to sit down that think that we can just push the Nintendo button, power on, grab our little hockey puck controller, but unfortunately it doesn't work that way in modern day time. So they learn a lot about how everything works on the video production side. And
that always makes me think that esports even has kind of a bit of that drama element, that there's people that need to make the set, there's people that direct, there's people that are playing. But the cool thing is with all seasons of eSport title, the state showdown ends in Marshalltown with especially and I always get them backwards. I swear I'm dyslexic with it. Rainbow Six Siege, not Siege 6. With them being undefeated right now, playing Waukee, Smash is at 2-2. Do you have hopes for there to be a Bobcat team represented at the Orpheum here in November?
I'd love to see them both there. Rainbow Six Siege made it last year. We picked up a few new players this year, and they're really communicating, working well together. And the end goal for them, I see them qualifying for state. Our Smash team's growing just at the same rate.
Yep.
At this time, I think both can make it.
That'd be a great opportunity. Again, that's going to be coming in later November down at the B.A. Niblock Welcome Center at the Orpheum. This has been Logan Wolf. When we come back, because our esports athletes are still in the muck of competition against Waukee, we're going to jump forward with band director Brett Umpton right when we come back on Bobcat Live.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit visionsource-marshalltowneyecare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
Good call tonight, man. You too? You think what I'm thinking? Let's go to Legends for a Bobcat burger.
Hi guys, what are we hungry for today?
I think we're gonna do 2 Bobcat burgers. Whether it's pre-game or post-game.
Or during the game, it's Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live here in Rosie's inside of Wayward, and it is my privilege and pleasure to be with band director Brett Umpton here tonight. Brett, it seems like the beginning of August, you get into band camp, you start to put the 3 movements together, it builds, you get into a competition, a parade, and all of a sudden it's senior night. Can you talk us a little bit through kind of this season here on for the marching band from the beginning to where you are now, and just help us in on that.
Yeah, we started our process back in June, even earlier, selecting the music, and then we have summer program in June, some in July, and then band camp hits, we get a lot done, and then school ramps up in August, so we kind of slow down just a little bit, and then we ramp up for our first performances at home games and then competition. And then we really gear up for our next competition at Mid-Iowa. So we're going to Ankeny. So we look for improvements. We look for the feet, the music to be tighter and cleaner, and work on all the elements, put them together.
I'd love to know, we get a little bit inside of what's at our house, of what's all going on, but how do you come about finding what your theme is going to be the following year and come to that selection?
That's a lot of instrumentation, what kind of students we have, what kind of drumline we're going to have, what the students are interested in, what's going to connect to the audience and the students as well. And this one, Agent 54, really was a good level for us to really build up our technique and our marching fundamentals, along with some music when it's not super challenging and fun. The students get a lot of benefit from that.
And so with that Agent 54, traditionally there's the 3 movements, the 3 different music pieces in it. Can you tell us each one of those and how they come together under the theme of Agent 54?
Yeah. The first one sets up the scenario. We have a headquarters as one of our props.
Yep.
And then we have the bank vault as another component. The second movement is kind of I think it's called Troubled Love. Most of the Bond and Mission Impossibles always have a love situation.
Do. Yes, they do.
And then there's usually the energetic chase. So the last one is Catch Me If You Can. We do a little follow the leader, and our soloist kind of runs around, and we have that little battle between the sections. So that's kind of like the fight scene getting into the vault. There's some overlap with some audio that kind of ties it in as well.
And as you looked at that, we've talked a little bit. Oktoberfest parade just came on. I was cheering on the side as a parent. When you get into those parade situations at longer, what for a novice from the outside looking in, what is the different technique that you need from being really effective on a halftime show versus being effective in that parade route?
Yeah, so with the parade route, we're constantly moving our feet. The halftime show is a lot of movement, holding some visuals.
Yep.
And it's about endurance, too, because for the halftime show, we play it once, and then we're kind of done with that part of it. But for the parade, we do part one several times. So talking to students about lasting longer, not blowing out your chops at the first run-through, and then giving a good think about their feet.
Yep.
Okay, it really loves some lock-in.
And then just last weekend, North Polk, you had a competition. You've got, I believe, Ankeny coming up. Yeah. What are you finding with this crew, with this group this year from a competition level?
Yeah, we are at 10 points higher than we were last year at this point. We did really well at the competition. This was the first one ever for that site. So we don't have anything compared to score-wise, but from other competitions, we placed 7th out of 9th.
Yep.
A really good run for our students. And this week we had 2 good rehearsals. I recorded it after this run through this morning, and the kids made big improvements on visuals, feet, and music. The students, the section leaders are having sectionals.
Yep.
That really helps tie things together and helps build that mentality of high excellence and expectations.
So my final question for you, because after this we will have your 2 senior drum majors, is tomorrow night is senior night. Not just the drum major, but all members of the band that you'll be saying goodbye to at the end of this year, after concert season. What can you say about this senior class and what they've meant to you and the Bobcat program?
Yeah, we have 21 seniors, which is one of the largest that we've had in a long time. And that core group really makes a difference going from freshman to high school. They are a good family. They work well together, and they really help bring the underclassmen along with that expectation of excellence.
Yep.
And they're really good to work with. Like I said, they get along with each other and all the staff that we have available.
Well, thank you very much, Brett. We will be out there on the track celebrating with you tomorrow. But when we come back, we will have the 2 senior drum majors, Alyssa Griggs-Smith and the very own Ian Doze, who I may know a little bit. You're watching Bobcat Live here at Rosie's inside of Wayward.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
At Lennox Employees Credit Union, we take care of you like family. We're all about personal service, going above and beyond for our members. Whether it's home, auto, or other financial services, we're here for you. Take advantage of our always low interest rates or exclusive perks being a member can bring. Unlike others within personal services, at Lennox Employees Credit Union, we're all about that personal service. We find great joy meeting with our members to discuss their financial needs or big dreams. It's easy to become a member. Stop in today. Lennox Employees Credit Union, a family place.
again to the Marshalltown Marching Band, and here I am joined by everyone's favorite drum major, Alyssa Griggs-Smith, and Ian Does, another drum major with the Marshalltown Marching Band. Alyssa, Ian, you guys are getting to the end. Both of you are in year number 2 as a drum major. Alyssa, since taking on that leadership role, what kind of growth have you seen in the band?
I've had to learn how to be able to tell people to do, especially like my friends.
Yes.
It's so scary. And like, it's like, hey, you're my best friend, but I have to tell you what to do. But honestly, it's really fun. I enjoy it a lot.
And Ian, from your perspective, I have not known you to struggle to tell people what to do. What's really been a big growth point for you and for the band in your 2 years as drum major?
I think the biggest thing about, learning to tell people what to do is not being so mean with it and not being so blunt, but being more disciplinary, like telling them, you need to do this rather than yelling at them because they're out of time.
And so when you're talking about this, one thing I talk about this a lot at home is getting to watch Ian and you all from band. I almost get more joy out of it because I know nothing about band, so I can't say when something's good or bad. So I also didn't know until my son was a drum major what a drum major did. Mm-hmm. So Alyssa, can you kind of walk us through the important factor of what a drum major does?
Yeah, so a lot of people, kind of think that you just keep time, you're like a metronome, and you kind of are, but you're like a map, you're a guide for the band, Your hand goes up, they play louder, it goes down, they play quieter, it goes here, this group plays, that group plays, stuff like that.
And so, and from you, Ian, what is something that when you're looking at your role, how do you think about what you're doing when you go out there? What's your focus when you get on the field?
Mainly the focus is just zoning in on the music and making sure you hit every single count, but more or less like if the band is slowing down, we have some sections of our music where it gets to be a struggle sometimes. It's getting them back on track, keeping them in the loop, keeping the show running.
And then just Saturday at the North Polk competition, the drum majors specifically, you guys scored a 90 out of 100, only being behind Dowling's drum majors there. I think they scored a 93. 90 is a big score. That is, so Alyssa, I'll go with you first, then we'll go with you, Ian. Putting in 4 years of work on marching band, 2 years in that drum major role, how did you feel when you saw that 90 come through?
I felt real good.
Yeah.
I did not expect that from little old Marshalltown, but we blew them out of the park. We showed them who we were.
I love and that's the awesome thing is that it's surprise 90. I knew you got a 90 because someone got real excited when he found out he had a 90. What was going through your brain?
So I went to Lou's Adders to pick up the score sheet. I open it up, immediately go to the drum major score. I'm looking down. DCG's right above us because they were the next team above us. I see like a 64, and then my heart sunk, and I looked down one more time, and Marshalltown 90.
90, that's awesome. Yeah. And so when you guys know that from North Polk, that's the highest you guys have scored in a competition band-wise, when you're looking at, I know Keaton is the junior drum major on, but when you think about coming out, graduating, and leaving the band at a high note for where you guys have been, how does that make you feel?
I feel good. I feel confident. Honestly, leaving, my biggest thing is just making sure that they have, the guide to how to be a drum major band when we leave. So when we come back and watch, we can see it looking good still.
You're not disappointed in them and scold them, go out there and show them what to do. How about you, Ian?
I think we still have a little bit of the season left to go, but kind of reflecting on them, telling them that, hey, this is, being good is possible. Because, we've slid in the last couple of years, but we're now, in the last 2 years, starting to really build ourselves back up. And I know, I go out and I tell them I had a talk with them on Tuesday, and it's like, hey, I told you guys get to go march against Waukee and Ankeny and these big schools have a lot of money, a lot of band members. And it's like, if you go out there and you punch up and you are who you are, that's what I did in my 4 years. And 90 reflected that.
And so I'm going to move off of being a serious broadcaster, and I'm going to go straight dad mode. You guys have been friends since like first grade, Alyssa. We've known you since you were very, very little. It is one of the coolest things, we talk about it all the time, of seeing you guys kind of go up from Rogers Elementary all the way up to the drum major. And do you guys know what you're doing after this? I know we'll mention it senior year. Do you know what you're doing next, Alyssa? What's next year bring for you?
Yeah, so I plan on staying in town for just a year, go to MCC, do some basic gen ed classes, a little bit of nursing, and then I'm going to go off to Des Moines for Mercy of College of Health Sciences and either pursue a career in radiology or integrative nurse practitioner.
I know those words separately, don't know what they mean together. Ian, how about you?
Going hopefully to Oklahoma and hopefully continuing marching band, but for meteorology.
Alrighty, you heard it from here. They will again be honored tomorrow night before the football game, and come out, see that Agent 54 halftime show. It's been great all year long. Tomorrow night out at Leonard Cole Field. This has been Ian Does, Alyssa Griggs-Smith, senior drum majors for the Marshalltown Band. When we come back, we will hop into the pool with Coach Angie Nelson of the girls Bobcat swim team here on KFJB-TV.
Go to AdletEngraving24.com. That's AdletEngraving24.com and grab your fall sports shirts. Adlet Engraving and Screen Print Company, 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Go Cats!
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
Welcome in here to Bobcat Live. Inside of Rosie's at Wayward Social, we are now joined by Coach Angie Nelson along with Leah Hernandez and Emma Case. Rachel Case. I apologize. Please forgive me. I wouldn't want to be called a sibling's name either. So, real quick, you guys have had, I don't know if it's surprising to you, but a very strong season so far. Angie, where do you see yourself at? Are you ahead of schedule where you thought you would be, right about where you thought you'd be?
We have a really talented group of girls this year, so we are off to a fantastic start. We've blown through a lot of meets.
Yes.
We did a great job at our own invite here. We're gonna one more dual meet here with Des Moines East. We should walk through that one as well. So we're just really looking forward to postseason.
Yeah, you look at that Lincoln matchup just this week, and Lincoln's had a really solid season, but that was about a 90-point victory there. When you're looking to the postseason, and really in your victories, you struggle, of course, with Ames. Ames swims year-round, and that's a normal thing that can happen, you know. But with a lot of the teams that kind of swim the same season you do, it really has not been close. How do you keep this squad motivated in these meets where you know it might be a little bit of a blowout maybe?
Well, I like to do what I call event shopping.
Yep.
So I try not to have the girls swim the same things all the time. Last week we let them choose an event. We're choosing an event for next Tuesday coming up as well. And then when we don't think they can give us a race, we set up a race between a Bobcat and a Bobcat. And I think that really helps too, because you've got teammates kind of gunning for each other.
Yeah, that's that friendly fire that you also want bragging rights. I want to go to you, Leah. I'd love to know, what is your strongest swim and what is your choose-your-own swim that you go to?
I'd say that my strongest is definitely the 50 and 100 free. And on the side that I get to choose, I usually choose the backstroke or the breaststroke. Okay, is that same distance too, that 50, 100 right in there? It's about 100, yeah. Yeah, okay, and then now over for you, Rachel. What is your go-to? What's the one that you think is your strongest?
Like Leah, 50 free, but I also prefer the 100 breaststroke.
Okay, and then what's your, hey, I get to choose one for fun?
Always 50 free. I don't usually go way out of my comfort zone.
Okay, you like to know what you can do and stay there. I'm not against that. I do want to talk a little bit. Last time I was on with you, we talked a little bit about Ella off the diving board. Where do you see, because that's been such a strong scoring for the Bobcats in recent year, how has Ella kind of grown in that role?
Well, we have Ella this year, and she's really grown. She's really improved. Her height has improved off of the board. Her board work is a lot better than it was last year. And then we have Harley Thatcher this year as well, who's sitting really well in the state ranking. She's got 111 dive meet under her belt and working on a couple of new dives to throw in here towards the end.
And so when you're looking at, and I know it's always interesting to me, it seems that track and swim has that same thing where, yes, you have your main race that you do, but just to kind of mix it up, you'll switch it out. We've already talked a little bit about it, but in your mind, do you do that just to stretch your swimmers to see in case they need to swim another one, or is it just kind of mix it up to make it fun?
Well, I think mixing it up makes it fun, but I also think it's a perspective thing. If Leah and Rachel go at 25 in the 50 free and the best race they can give us is a 31, it's disheartening for everyone because we've either got to race with these two or, let's let one of our other girls who goes at 28 win that event, So I think that we've had a lot of opportunities to do that this year, just to kind of change some things up and still win the meet.
And so, Leah, with you is where we are so far as a team, individually so far. Has the team kind of exceeded what you thought or right in line of where you thought you'd be?
I think the team has exceeded a lot. I think that we're doing a lot better than I thought we would at this time of the season. We started the first week of August and we go to mid-November, so we start to push back and get a bit tired, but I think that the time that we're at right now, nobody takes it for granted. Everybody pushes what they know they have, and we push to show these other teams what we have.
And just personally, when you're looking at your personal goal through the end of the year, what's your goal? What are you chasing right now?
The biggest goal I have right now is to place at finals for the 50 free. Yep. So, over the summer, I went and swam at a program in Ames, and they matched me up with a really good girl, Ellie McCorkle, over there, and she gave me super good races over the summer. So looking at it now, I'm just I need to push. I need to get to where I need to be, and by the end of the season, if, I still look at my goals, I think I can get there.
And Rachel, for you're looking at, coming into this year, looking as you get to the end there, what is your personal goal for yourself?
My goal has been the same since freshman year. I won a podium at regionals.
Yep.
And I was so close last year. I was beat out by someone by 0.07 seconds.
Oh.
And it's kind of hard for me, but I'm hoping this year will be different.
Yeah, that 0.07, that can be always good that's not a senior thing, and kind of you can chase that, try to make up that tenth of a second difference. Now, Angie, back to you. Now, this is where coaching, I think, is knowing when to push, when to pull back, when to taper to get ready to swim your fastest. Where is your coach brain right now to ensure that these ladies have a really good shot at their goals at the end of the year?
They already have a great shot, but we're going to grind out about 3 more weeks of really hard work. And I know that they don't want to hear me say that, but they know it's coming.
Yes.
These gals have been around the block a few times. So we're going to grind those out, and we're just getting stronger and stronger here through these last 3 or 4 weeks. And then we'll start to taper back just a little bit before regionals. We've got to take all of our time drops at regionals. That's a really important meet, so we've got to be mentally prepared, plus physically prepared, plus tapered out. So we got a lot of little strategies we got to do. We got to kind of figure out what a lineup looks good for us to get our most opportunities to qualify for state. And then, like I said, we've got about 3 weeks here. We're just going to grind some work out.
So what's the best way that Bobcat fans can support you, come out and support you through the rest of the season?
You bet. That's a great question. We have opportunities for volunteering. So if you really love your Bobcats, come on out and you can volunteer with us. We've got a regional host site here in Marshalltown at the Y that we'll be looking for some volunteers. We've got an all-dive meet on the 18th. And that one is a state qualifier as well. So the top 5 girls will qualify for state. We'll need some volunteers for that. And then we've got one home meet left. It'll be senior night. That's next Tuesday against Des Moines East.
So a lot of great opportunities, and just looking at the swim program from the outside in and being around it a little bit for state and things, there are a very few stronger knit group of people than kind of that swim family. So I want to thank you ladies for up here. We still got almost a month left to watch you ladies just kill it in the pool. So good luck to you. Thank you, Angie. Again, the Marshalltown Bobcats girls swim team is crushing this year. Make sure that you reach out, support them if it's volunteering or just cheering them on in the pool. When we come back, we are going to go to the volleyball court. We're going to have both junior high and high school head coaches Mickey Butler and Jen O'Neill with us here on Bobcat Live.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Fantastic job again by the Marshalltown Bobcat Band. You saw senior drum major Alyssa Griggs-Smith there. It just makes me happy watching all of them. But now it is time for volleyball. We've got high school head coach Jen O'Neill along with Miller head coach Mickey Butler. When we had the opportunity, we were looking at how we wanted to stack it. I was like, Jen, you and I have talked so much about culture, and culture expands beyond the high school, goes all the way down to Miller and trying to build that pipeline. I'd love for you, and then I'm going to go over to you, Mickey, afterwards. But, Jen, can you talk about how valuable that Miller program is and what Mickey's doing down there with 7th and 8th grade?
Super valuable. Obviously, it's the future, right, for the high school. And so one thing that's been really great about having Mickey be there is she also helps us in the summer. She's coming to open gyms. She came this year when we had a coaching clinic come in, or we had a coach from Buena Vista come in and run a clinic, and she came and took notes, and like we talk all the time. And so part of that too is what can I do there to help you in your programming. And so to have that connection and to have that happening is awesome. And then we talked last week, we took our JV varsity over to watch them too. And so that was super fun. So yeah, it's super, super important because then they're coming in with already some of the things that we are building at the high school, and it's they don't really miss a beat then with that connection. So,
and it's one of those things we talk a lot about different sports, but for Marshalltown to compete at that highest level, especially with some metro schools, it's a lot of development. It's a lot of knowing what you're doing, being in the right spot from all the way up. You got to start a little bit earlier. And so, Mickey, your role, at Miller is just really becomes a really big deal as that pipeline to get them ready to be successful. I'd love to know, just give Bobcat Nation a little bit of your background and how you came to be head coach at Miller.
Yeah, well, I played volleyball in middle school and a little bit in high school, and came to Miller, and we were at a point where our 7th graders were going to be questionable about having a season here about 4 years ago, and I said, well, I can step up and do it and see what we can get done, and kind of grew from there. And then I took over the 8th grade spot and worked really close with Jen about what she needs to see there at the high school level.
And so, Mickey, when Jen talks about that you're very much what you can bring. From your perspective at that junior high, knowing that you're kind of handing off these athletes, first you're helping them learn to love or grow deeper in love with volleyball, learn some skill, but you also know, hey, hand them off to that high school level. What's your philosophy as a head coach? What are you really focusing to instill in these young athletes?
Yeah, my biggest thing is, and I tell our assistant coaches the same thing, if we're not doing what's going to be better for the high school level, then we're not helping anybody at all. We want them to develop their skill level. We want them to develop the love for the game and the understanding of the game. So when they get to the high school level, that they can go ahead and go out there and play Bobcat volleyball like they would want them to play.
And so one of the things I always tell high school students, if it's volunteering with elementary or junior high or whatever, is there are no bigger rock stars than varsity players at the local high school, because they're people that they see, people they look up to. How important was it to you and to your team to know, hey, varsity, junior varsity is coming to watch us?
Yeah, and when I talked about it with the girls, they were super excited and nervous all at the same time, and really kind of worked up about how they were going to play and what that was going to look like. So when they came, when we played Ames and we could get that win back for the varsity level, we were pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Well, like we said on Bobcat Live last week, any win against Ames is one of the best wins.
Absolutely.
So, Jen, you were watching last week.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit off air. I think you're probably tired of watching other teams and ready to play.
Yes.
You guys get actually play.
I know. I'm so excited. We're all excited.
So you guys have been off for probably what seems like a month and a half, but really just a week and a half. You've got the Oskaloosa invite here coming up. How have you kept the team kind of competitive but not too competitive at each other's expense to get ready for this upcoming Invitational?
Yeah, we've been playing a lot of competitive games, so not we're just scrimmaging each other, but games with a focus and a purpose. And we're mixing them up too. On our court, we've had JV and varsity practicing together this week, especially because we're both going to Oskaloosa. And so some of the games, we're mixing them up. It's not just JV versus varsity, and that's been fun. We've tried to have a little fun too, playing competitive games to build that fun. And then we took a night off last night. We just kind of needed that. It's conference week too. So as teachers, we're there late anyway. And I had about 6 girls that jumped in a van with me, and we went over and watched Co-College play Loris. And so that was super fun. So it was just, we're mixing it up, trying to keep it fun, but also super focused. And Kinsley won't be up here tonight, but we were talking last night at the Co game, just watching this outside hitter and how dynamic she was. And so we just had a conversation about some of her mechanics and how she can totally do that. And then today at practice, I'm not kidding you, I was like, oh my God. I said, Kinsley. She goes, I know. I mean, it was great. So we're still learning, but we're having some fun too, and we're all just we're ready to get back on the court.
Yeah, and I do love that idea of, with the junior high looking how to give back, but also looking forward to that next level of talent at that college level to add both pieces in there and then you immediately see, hey, I saw it, so now I can replicate it.
Yeah.
But you're looking at this and then coming up conferences, in that gold division, which gold is always better than silver.
Yes.
And you get a chance at Ames again as well.
Yeah.
You've got,
hopefully.
It's potentially at Ames, wanting to get that back. When you look at that, what's the coach brain doing right now?
Well, a lot of things. We get to host the gold, which I think my coach brain is so excited about that. I'm excited for the girls too. And then we had a little watch party for our regional pairings, and we get to host first round of that too. So we were like cheering and screaming. It was really, really fun. My coach brain is we definitely still need to take this one match at a time. But I think I've said this, all season long. We're taking care of our side of the court. And so that's what we've been continuing to do. And I think last week I said, we still have not played our best volleyball yet. This week in the gym, we are edging closer and closer to that. So my coach brain is super excited to get back at it this weekend, face Des Moines East on Tuesday, get into conference tournament, get into regional play, and just keep growing and learning, and everybody is going to get to see the best of what we have for sure.
And you mentioned that regional game, and it is going to be October 21st, and that is against Des Moines Lincoln at the Better Roundhouse. Now, I love Lincoln's Roundhouse. It's old Hoosier-style classic, but the best roundhouse in the state of Iowa, and it's not necessarily close.
No contest.
It's in Marshalltown. Yeah. Well, Jen, Mickey, it was great to have you guys on. Jen, before we go, we have got a couple, Kenny Brummel, and we have Morgan Hildebrand up next. What can you say about these young ladies?
Well, they're gonna have a lot to say too. I can't wait to see them talk. I know they all get so nervous when they get up here, and then they do such a good job.
Yes, they do.
What I can say is Morgan is a sophomore and is really playing a crucial role for us this year. Much like a couple of other players on our team, not a role that she has played before, and has really stepped up. And what I can say about her too is she is constantly learning in the gym. She'll maybe not have the best pass, and she'll look at me and she's like, okay, my shoulders. I'm like, yep, that's right. So keep going. So I love that about Morgan. she's always eager to learn, super positive attitude. And that, I think you're going to see that with both of them. Kendall the same. Kendall is our, oh man, how do I describe her? Our spark plug. She is just the energy. She's the one that's okay, you guys on the bench, we need to do. Last night they were taking tips from the co-team and some of the cheers they were doing on the bench. She's like, we got one ready to go, coach. I'm like, okay. So she is a light. I mean, coaching a kid like Kendall Brummel is a true gift for anyone. She is just positive. She stays positive. She brings the energy. She hypes everybody up. I don't know if you noticed this, but when she comes out after the starting lineup, anytime actually she comes out, she is the one that's hitting our hands super hard, and coaches have shifted spots on the bench because it's usually the first person that gets it the hardest. But anyway, I both just so blessed to have them on our team and get them for another year too, so really looking forward to that.
That's awesome. And if you're watching Bobcat Volleyball on KFJB-TV and you wonder why the coaches are holding Nerf balls, you now know it's because Kendall's gonna hit them on the hands. But when we come back in our final segment, we will have Kendall Brummel and Morgan Hildebrand here on Bobcat Live.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Welcome back in. Oh, my goodness. Welcome back into Bobcat Live here at Rosie's inside of Wayward Social, and I am here with two young ladies that are not nervous. They're ready to go. Kendall didn't say, throw me an easy question. None of that happened off air, but Kendall and Morgan, now she's like, you threw me under the bus. Now you're coming up. Are you guys ready to play? You tired of playing each other or just in practice? Kendall, you ready to go?
Yeah, I would say I'm excited for competition again. That's other than just our team.
And Morgan, for you ready to go?
Yes.
So when you're looking at that is, Kendall, when you hear Coach Jen talk about what you mean and kind of that light and all of that, how does that make you feel?
I think it makes me feel happy that other people see me the way I want to be. I want to seem like someone that's exciting, you know?
And then, Morgan, for you, it did not surprise me when Jen said, down to, the little nuance of what you're trying to do. You've always, I mostly know from watching you on the basketball court, you come in as a freshman already from your toes to the tip of your fingers. You have a locked-in three-point shot that's functional, but it's also pure. It looks clean. What does it mean for you and how you approach of being detailed in everything that you do?
I think that it's just if I mess up, I always know what I'm doing wrong, and I try to fix it. And if I don't, then I know what I'm doing wrong.
And so last week we were in the volleyball roundtable. A lot of people talked about Fort Dodge being a big win because it was the first win. You guys have a lot of opportunities coming up for much bigger wins than that first one. So, Kenny, coming up, Oskaloosa, I'd love to know for you, this is a question I'm interested in volleyball, is you go from doing a one-on-one, like you're going to play East after Oskaloosa, versus doing an invitational where you're going to play multiple games. How do you prepare differently for a weekend tournament versus a Tuesday night where you're just playing one team?
I think that it's more of a mental thing that we have to prepare ourselves to be able to, if we have one bad game, then shift our mindset for the next game.
And Morgan, how do you think differently between that invitational side versus just that one-on-one competition?
For invites, I think we have a lot more room to just get better as the day goes on. But as for a night game, we kind of just start, and you have to progressively get better as the set goes on.
Yeah, so, and really looking forward to Oskaloosa. Do you guys have a team goal coming into this, just compete hard? Do you want, you're looking to come out of that weekend undefeated? Is there something you're talking about internally, Morgan?
I think we just want to play our hardest. I know that Jen said we haven't played our best volleyball yet, so I'm hoping that we can see it this weekend and try to get as many wins as we can.
So, Kennedy, you've got that Iowa Alliance Gold Division tournament coming up. Do you have a sense of what your goal, what the team goal is at that conference meet?
I think obviously our goal is to win it, but I think Ames is going to be a tough competition. Yep. So, a top place is going to be good for us.
And that's one that you can come out and support the ladies. That's going to be October 18th, starting at 9 a.m. That will be at the high school. That is the Gold Division tournament for the Iowa Alliance. And if you can't get out there on the 18th, or if you do and you want to come back, October 21st, a home regional, and I know you guys at the roundtable said winning a regional. I think it was Gianna Bowney who said that. I want to win a regional game. Great opportunity on the 21st. So I want to thank you, Kennedy and Morgan, and we are going to go back to the Marshalltown Bobcat Band to play us off here tonight at Bobcat Live at Rosie's inside of Wayward.